Today I want to share with you a video game series that I'm really passionate about. I love Elden Ring just as much as the next guy. But if you care about world building and lore in video games, you need to play this game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Regardless of the fact that you like JRPGs or not, this game is something special. Gaming industry provides some truly unique and unforgettable experiences. And there's a JRPG series that I'm incredibly passionate about, a series that I love as much as Elden Ring, if not more. I was about 13 years old. I had my Wii back then. I was a gamer at heart, and while I was browsing my feed, I have come across a Let's Play of a game called Xenoblade Chronicles. As someone who knows his games, I knew this JRPG was highly regarded, yet I never thought about actually giving it a chance, until I came across Chuga Conroy's enthusiastic recommendation.
Hey everybody, it's Chuga Conroy, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Xenoblade Chronicles. As many of you guessed, this is what I've been teasing for a very long time that I've been working on for the past 18 months, and this is now my favorite game of all time. For the uninitiated, this is an RPG released for the Wii a few years ago, that despite huge critical acclaim, almost wasn't released here in North America. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me and Nintendo RPGs that have trouble coming out in America, but I really do seem to gravitate towards those kinds of games. This game received such heavy acclaim because, despite being a Japanese RPG released recently, it doesn't suffer from the same problems that a lot of that genre has suffered from for a long time now. I could go on and on about specifics, but honestly, I think that's best saved for the long adventure ahead of us. And on that note, this is by far the biggest game I have ever tackled on this channel. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with being just as thorough as I usually am. I really want to show you every inch of this game, just because I want to show you what makes this game so special to me and to so many other people, because a lot of people who wanted to play this game haven't gotten the chance to just because it has a reputation for being hard to find and expensive.
Now, after that point, I realized I needed to play this game. I popped it in, and after all those years, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is my favorite video game of all time. This series will focus on the philosophical and psychological exploration of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the finale of the trilogy. There will be spoilers for the entire game. However, if you don't have any intentions of playing Xenoblade 3, maybe this exploration can change your mind if you can stomach a bit of spoilers. At this point, you can say, if Xenoblade 1 is your favorite game of all time, then why are you not analyzing that game before Xenoblade 3? And hey, that's a fair question. In fact, I'll be honest with you. Xenoblade 3 is my least favorite in the trilogy. This is how I felt when I rolled the credits on it on my first playthrough. Oh my god, really? I can't believe this is how it's ending. I literally was spoiled on Rex's threesome picture, and I thought Noah, Rex, Shulk is gonna meet up and take the fight against Zed, which is the hidden form of Klaus. We'll see all the memories of Xenoblade 2 in that tower, get a better grasp of Klaus's intentions, and some crazy plot twist is gonna happen. Like, none of that happened. What sort of a trilogy finale is this? I can't believe this, man. And this is my reaction when I finished my second playthrough in about 1 year later. Oh wow, so this was so much better than my first playthrough. Holy shit, I've never realized how amazing the Ascension quest was, and that narrative design, explorations into death, life, purpose, empathy, hatred. Sure, the flaws of Xenoblade 3 was still there, but I had no idea the highs were this high and unique. I'm extremely impressed right now. First time around, I didn't understand what this game was trying to do at all. Wow. This was a beautiful game. Absolutely incredible. Two very different reactions. So, why am I making this video? Because if there's one thing Xenoblade 3 accomplished so well, then I would say it's world building and depth of its lore. To make sure that I'm not fooling myself, I just looked at all the modern JRPGs released in the last 5 years or so. And although some close to masterpiece level experiences did release, like 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Triangle Strategy, SMT for Apocalypse, Bravely Default 2, and a very recent release, Final Fantasy XVI. All of these are amazing games. Sure, they all have their individual weaknesses here and there, but what they do focus on, they execute on them exceptionally well. The point I'm making is that maybe with the exception of 13 Sentinels and Triangle Strategy, none of these games provide a comparable world building to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. In fact, I haven't played a modern JRPG that impressed me this much on the lore front ever since Xenoblade Chronicles 2 released all the way back in 2017. See, all of this long preamble was to show you that this analysis that we'll undertake will be worth it by the end. We'll go chapter by chapter, and I'll provide a side of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 most people didn't quite experience. Let's start the conversation by understanding what exactly is world building. This is the process of constructing a world, developing coherent qualities like history, geology, geography, and ecology, the inhabitants of the world, their worldviews and their social customs, how they think, how they act, why do they do what they do. They all provide important information that makes the world believable and internally consistent. A rich lore and world building can turn a good game into a great one. And one of the most fundamental propositions of Xenoblade 3 is its interesting structure. See, in modern JRPGs, usually the core structure of what we're doing is mostly the same. There is a hero of the story, the special chosen one. Then there is the world you're inhabiting, which usually houses something of importance to its inhabitants. And there's a main villain who desires that something, be it power, strength, influence, or money. The villain tries to manipulate the world to enact his nefarious plans, and as the hero, you're the only one who can stop him. What I've described is how majority of the JRPG stories are structured. The details may vary, but this is the basic template. And I'm not saying this is a bad template. Don't misunderstand my point. What decides the quality of an experience is the execution of its story and narrative beats. What Xenoblade 3 does differently is to attempt to shake up this often repeated template just enough so that the narrative that this template is based on feels so different. In this game, you're technically speaking a nobody. As far as this reality Ionios is concerned, an expendable waste, if you will. Noah, the main protagonist of Xenoblade 3, might appear like that chosen hero template from the trailers of the game. Yet, as made clear by many past lives of N, he had many failed attempts, and most importantly, had a past life where he was the very epitome of cowardice. He had chosen to run away from it all, going directly against the brave hero archetype.
Noah, how can you betray us like this?
You just gonna abandon us? We have the overall upside now. What the fuck you think this?
He trusted you. He followed you for all this time. Noah! Noah! Where did you go? Noah!
Are you sure it wasn't for yourself?
No. This isn't me.
You only cared about yourself.
No. I didn't.
And I'm not saying Noah is not special in any way. He has a very curious and inquisitive mind, similar to a philosopher. He is soft-spoken, yet not weak. Yet none of this ensures his victory or success in the path that he has chosen. In fact, one of the core lessons of Xenoblade 3 is to teach you how even this Noah you played the game as, even after all his success and good fortune, he might still lose his resolve and integrity. Just like all of us, when we are confronted with a traumatic event, when we make some bad choices and are left with its aftermath to deal with its consequences, Noah makes this clear in this dialogue.
Yes, that's right. I wasn't mistaken. When I tried to give her eternity, that was the correct choice. And you ruined it!
Because you've changed. You still don't understand. You were together so long. How can you not get it? She wanted you to go back to the name Noah. She wanted you to call her by the name Mio.
Why? Why are you the ones who get to stand there together in this world, edge to bleeding edge, filled with sorrow? Perhaps we just got lucky. Got lucky? Trace it to chance encounters. I've met so many people. There's a very small difference between you and me. If I had been in your shoes, I'm sure I would have chosen the same. You would you? Yeah.
See, Ionios is a world where two nations, Keves and Agnes, are at constant war. The reasons why these two nations are at war are never exactly spelled out by the game. Both parties need life force, but to what end? When you start the game, you're curious to understand what is happening, and what is interesting is that Noah is a part of this Kevesi troops. Just another cog in the machine.
Two colossal martial nations locked in war. Keves and Agnes. What is it they need to stay alive? Water? Food? Certainly. But what we need most is life itself. Taking each other's lives, with the taken flames becoming your own in turn. While the other, the one whose essence is stolen, leaves only a husk.
Born from the embryonic system, groomed to be fit for battle from a young age, and is being habituated to fight for their lives on a periodic basis. Fighting to live, living to fight. The concept of death is very different for the inhabitants of Ionios. It is not something that happens someday when you're 90 years old, but a visceral reality check each time you take a step on the battlefield.
Every one of us is born looking like this. As soldiers. As weapons for slaying Agnians. Yes. All of us live only to fight.
The question is what these troops are fighting for, risking their lives. These are the sort of questions I was asking myself in the beginning of Xenoblade 3. But not just me, Noah was also contemplating. Even if the urge to fight has been habitualized and normalized for these Kevesi troops, Noah is showing inklings of a more curious mind than most by the sheer fact that he's an officer, a position in the military structure that symbolizes the belief that there's much more to life than just fighting.
Victory! Victory is ours! We won! We won!
We won!
Your lives are ours! Your lives are ours!
Each individual have 10 years, referred to as terms, to live. And if they can live to see it to the end, they are rewarded with a ritual called homecoming. Homecoming is a ritual where these soldiers are being killed with honor. Let's explore the rationale behind this. When a Kevesi or Agnian human dies out of natural causes, they cannot have their life essence recycled. Therefore, they cannot be reborn via the cradles. To prevent complications, a ritual has been created by both nations, a ritual that involves old 10th term soldiers, rewarding them an honorable death by the homecoming so that they can be reinstated back into the cycle of reincarnation, hopefully after extinguishing as much life force as possible within those 10 years.
So cool! I heard the stories, but this is just wild. That's gonna be me someday. Just you try and stop me. You guys too. You're totally making it with me.
Of course!
And you, Noah, right?
Huh? Sure. Yeah, you bet.
Our lives came from the Queen, and we all lived for a chance to take part in the homecoming. The chance to return to the Queen's embrace, carrying out 10 years of service fighting. That was our whole world. Nobody ever thought to question it. Until that day.
And before we go forward, I want you to look at how the corpses remain on the battlefield, slowly draining of life, only to start this perpetual pain all over again, showing the cyclical nature of suffering that is intrinsic to Ionios. let's come back to the structural template we were discussing. As evident from this exploration, Aionios is designed differently, and the main villain of the game, which we'll discuss more deeply in the following episodes, does not exist in a corporeal physical manner like usual. It is not this tangible threat that you, as the protagonist, can pinpoint and attack. You don't see this villain for most of the game. In fact, the villain is more like this backdrop that is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And what is most interesting is that, dynamically speaking, this villain desires nothing from the world. Nothing in terms of more strength, money, influence, objects, power. All that the main antagonist in Xenoblade 3 desires is maintaining the balance of existence as it is, to dwell forever in the eternal now in Aionios. It is the protagonist that chooses not to accept this vision and try to pierce through the illusion they all live in. And if that's not an analogy to spirituality, then I don't know what is. This world of Aionios is designed in a particular way that forces a protagonist to live a certain way, to accomplish certain things, in a reinforced social structure. And it's completely up to the individual to question that proposition, and attempt to viscerally break free of its confines, rejecting what is being thrusted upon them, and consciously deciding to carve a path of their own choosing. This is not a structure that is commonly seen in modern JRPGs, truly a breath of fresh air.
Do you have to?
Huh?
You shouldn't be sending those guys off like that.
What? Why not?
Why are you like this, Noah? It's Agnes, our enemy?
Well, yeah. They don't have an officer, though, to send them.
Yep, they all bit the dust thanks to us.
So what?
Look, there's no rule not to.
Then what, you're just gonna keep going? I don't get you, Noah.
I know we're putting our lives on the line, but still.
Yeah, we get it already.
Friend or foe, someone has to lay them to rest. For that is my role as an officer.
From this conversation, we can infer what the purpose of off-seeing is. The off-seeing is the practice of sending the souls of the dead to afterlife, to put them to rest. Yet, if you were to explore further into the reasons why Noah has decided to pursue the path of off-seeing, it becomes clear a painful trauma resides underneath.
Say, you know how you became an officer after what happened?
I guess, yeah.
Does it still hurt?
No. I can't say I'm totally over it, but I'm getting there. I've sent so many of our comrades. A lot's happened. Both for me and those sent on.
A friend of Noah, Yorin, has died tragically in the past, and the decision was made by Noah to study off-seeing, to learn more about the person behind that smile, hoping to understand how an individual faces their death when they know that their death is imminent. Noah wonders what is the purpose behind that smile. What do they feel? Regret? Joy? Fear? Why smile? What happens to one's state of mind when death is unavoidable?
Target's emitting a considerable amount of ether energy. As for your mission, deploy at the canyon by the designated time. Investigate and destroy the source of ether.
Afterwards, Kevesi troops are sent on an important mission, yet on the path, a very important conversation takes place.
What's up?
our rank, it is copper, right?
Talking about colony ranks. I mean, we did win big yesterday. It'll only be a matter of time before we make iron. That'll be it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
This conversation makes it clear all of the colonies are assigned a rank by how well they extinguish the flames of their enemies. Dirt, copper, iron, silver, gold. And this particular conversation I'm about to show you is extremely important as it illustrates how when a lower rank colony's flames are extinguished, they barely gather any life force.
This all we're getting? Gonna need something a bit more meaty about now.
Tell me about it. Colony we fought the other day, dirt rank. Hardly filled up the flame clock at all.
Colony we fought the other day, dirt rank, hardly filled up the flame clock at all. This means the flame clocks, the containers given to all colonies to store life force, gathers different amounts of life force depending on the person. However, what is deciding how much life force is gathered per death? Well, that's a question that we will answer in the following chapters, but just keep this contemplation in mind for the future. It is also very important to realize how you see the fear and trepidation on the soldiers who are close to their homecoming, how they value and cling to life as if today can be their very last day.
So, it's gonna be next month.
Yeah, just a little longer.
You're something else, Mwamba. The pride of Colony 9.
Oh, you guys. I finally made it this far.
What's up?
Well, thing is, I was thinking after this op, I think I'm gonna go and put in a transfer to the salvage corps. You never know what will happen on the battlefield, right? You can laugh at me if you want.
I ain't laughing, man. We've only been alive this long because you've always had our backs.
Yep. We owe you a ton.
Sorry, Noah. Huh? Oh, no, it's not that. I guess I was just thinking about your homecoming. Made me feel a little sad. Noah. Mwamba, salvage is an important service. Don't feel like you owe us anything. Thank you so much, Noah. Right then, let's get this operation done. Next month's a homecoming!
In the ensuing battle, an ether source is said to be found, and both Kavesi and Agni troops are tasked with taking hold of it.
There it is, the ether source.
First there was those automatons. Now another unknown weapon.
What in the flames? Are we even fighting? No, not just us. Agnes too.
So you made it this far.
This person here is something that is alien to Noah and most inhabitants of Ionios, a human who has exceeded the 10-year limit and became old with wrinkly skins and bones. And he piques Noah's curiosity.
It'll have to be here.
Noah, look.
Is that a man? He's no Agnian soldier. What is he? Was he controlling those automatons, maybe?
At this point, our protagonists are fighting off against a different form of opposition, a strength that rivals their own. Yet amidst all this, Noah experiences an intuition. Some memory or urge previously locked away is unlocked. An urge that tells him that this is all a farce, that fighting each other right now would be pointless. The same urge that guides Noah in each reincarnation, in a variety of ways, reinforcing a particular tendency and shaping the trajectory of his life. We all have these moments. We make split-second decisions and live with its consequences. And this following section is that for Noah. The deciding moment, a moment where Intuitively, a different choice was made that went directly against his usual conditioning as a soldier.
Hang on. The fighting stopped. When did that... At this rate, one of us is going to get killed. No. Maybe both of us will. Something strange is going on. We shouldn't be fighting like this. We should run. Run. Was it me who just said that? What is this? There's no time to think. I have to trust my gut. This is all too real. I hope I'll be able to get through to her. You're an officer from Agnes, right?
What the?
So you are then? Why are you fighting me?
As if you can talk. You're the ones attacking us. What, too scared to fight now? Too late!
It's not to do with fear. It's that sound. You can hear it too, I know you can.
We're fighting because there are enemies to kill. You think we'll just let you go?
This is bad. At this rate... Is that all you have to say, Agnes? I'm telling you!
Enough! I'm telling you that you're full of it! Take that!
Do I really have to kill her? But she's so fast. If I lose focus for a second, I'm done for.
These Kavesi officers. I thought they were just window dressing, but he's different. And there's his sword. What's up with that?
Huh? What's that?
And around this moment, Van Damme is realizing the sword Noah is holding is connected to the Ouroboros stone. And this makes him think, instead of perishing and losing his artifact to either Kavesi or Agnians, maybe Ouroboros' power wouldn't be entirely wasted on them. The Ouroboros stone doesn't just transform up to 6 humans into Ouroboros. Ouroboros also frees them from their flame clocks, the very curse that bounds them to the influence of colonies and the holden glue of existence. Once the flame clock is gone, the constant reminder to extinguish life force, so is the integral part of this illusion constructed within Ionios for its subjects. Flame clock is what motivates them to make sure their main objective is always viscerally clear.
I see. I suppose this is the reason I'm here then, eh? Guess this is what they call fate. Fine then. Time for Guernica Van Damme to make an entrance.
What the...
What do you all think you're doing? Why the fighting?
What's this guy saying?
Just why? Answer me!
What do you mean, why? If I see an enemy, I fight! So don't you interfere! Ugh.
Pull the wool from your eyes, kid.
You think we're even just because both sides do some killing? What good's filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes? It'll never replace the friends we've lost. That's why.
We aren't fighting because we want to.
We're not.
We can see our lives written before our eyes. Fighting is all we have. Is it any wonder we lose loved ones? Or have to take them from others? All of us. We have to fight so we can go on living. Just who decided that this was how it should be? If I knew who they were or where I'd...
I know who they are. You'll what? You're an overseer, eh? I guess I can trust you with this.
At this moment, Noah is putting an emphasis on how fighting is all they've ever known, how ingrained this urge is, that all of them are fighting not because by choice, by truly wanting to fight, but because they've been brainwashed into doing it. This is the point where Vandam is making really clear how the prior intuition Noah had to stop aimlessly fighting held true weight after all, even if Noah can't quite be conscious of its reasons right now. His desire to find the truth is making him the most suitable person to wield this power. When he realized that this kid is not quite like the others and has the potential to become something more than the narrow confines of what Ionios thrusts upon them. Ouroboros' fighting spirit actually embodied.
Noah. I messed up. Mio! Help me, Mio!
Hacked!
My blade! What the...
This is a subtle but important section because, as you can see, Noah's sword has reacted when the enemy Mobius has gotten close. This suggests a close connection this sword has to the nature of Mobius.
What is that thing?
Never seen anything like it before.
Uni! What's wrong?
Uni's memory right here was a foreshadowing of how each life carries trace of its past lives, whether in terms of direct visual memories, like in the case of Uni, or the subtle sense of something being wrong, which happened to Noah at the beginning of this fight. Xenoblade 3 is proposing that these unexplainable phenomena, like remembering something you haven't experienced, or feeling unexplainable emotions as tapping into your previous lives, your karma, if you will. Whether you truly believe this or not, it's a pretty common interpretation that has strong Eastern origins.
What is it? Seen that thing before?
No, how could I have?
Noah?
No, never. This is no normal creature. It's something else.
Oi! Don't go stopping on my account. Get back to killing each other. Come on!
And exactly that is what Mobius wants, for their subjects to kill without contemplating the why. If Noah is special in any way, in regards to the hero archetype we have discussed in the beginning of the video, then Noah's special power, so to speak, is not taking things at face value. A stark contrast to JRPG protagonists that are marked with a sign that gives them divine powers and puts them above all the others as the chosen one. See, the difference might appear subtle, but subtle is significant. Let's continue.
I thought that was your whole raison d'etre.
It's speaking!
Mobius.
What's wrong? Too worried about your bodies to fight? Can't have that. Alright.
This is an important moment that establishes the theatrical nature of Mobius. See, these are beings that view the suffering that Kevesi and Agnes experience as a necessary evil. While fully knowing that they're human beings, they don't take it seriously. For them, it's a game they play, a drama they watch. The people of Ionios are working for them and are simply going through the motions. Screaming, crying, cursing, these are all par for the course. And this mindset, which I've just described, allows them to distance themselves from the person that they're interacting. It makes what they do more acceptable, more humane than it actually is. A form of self-deception, if you will. And this is the moment where, amidst the fight, Vandam activates the Ouroboros powers and the consciousness of our Agnian soldiers fuse into one. A chance for everyone to realize how similar they are, in spite of their inherent conditioning, seeing them as enemies. This fusion of consciousness is an opportunity for them to look at each other's life history and realize how they had similar lives, similar traumas, and similar pains. The strongest way to bond with another.
Is it mine?
How are you inside here? Inside? Hold on. Are we? Well, you sure catch on quick. So, you've got yourselves an interlude going, huh? Guess I've got to give the old fool crew his due.
Interlude?
Well, whatever. That form you just merged into, it's called Ouroboros. Seeing out into your skulls.
Ouroboros?
Me, I'm Mobius. We look a bit alike, don't we? When Callus and Agnes come together in unity, you're practically one step away from being on the same level as us.
So weird.
One being?
To put it bluntly, you're failures. Fact is, the two of us are mortal enemies.
This line here posits the dynamic of Ouroboros and Mobius being mortal enemies. Yet what does this represent exactly? By looking at the Mobius symbol, we can infer some important information. This symbol represents the infinity, representing the indefinite perpetuity, the eternal now. It represents Mobius's desire for stagnation in the now, the reason why Ionios exists in the first place. Then we can contrast this with Ouroboros being a snake that eats its own tail, not being afraid of taking action and progressing, going forward, even sometimes to its detriment, completely embracing change, uncertainty, flux, and impermanence. It's stark opposite of Mobius. What this means throughout the game will be more apparent in the following chapters. After the fight ends in stalemate, Van Damme leaves them with the truth Noah was looking for his entire life. The truth of their stolen years.
His skin's all wrinkled.
Yeah.
It's called getting old, this.
Old?
Well, must be your first time, huh? Seeing a human like me, I mean. Well then, looks like my plan was a success.
What plan?
You six, you're now Ouroboros. Check the flame clocks in your irises. Do they look different to you?
Now you mention it.
Our flame clocks have changed shape.
You see it? That's the Ouroboros ring. Guess I did good. Entrusting this power to you. That mark there. Late 10th term, eh? 3 months left till your homecoming. That about right? As for the rest of you, you're probably about 2 years off, right? Me. I've been alive 60 years. Or should I say 60 terms, by your counting. Yeah, I've been alive 6 times longer than you lot. This is how people are really meant to be. Listen, folks, that's not all. There's still something else that needs to be done. You guys, you want to survive? Live on? Hold the torch? You kids don't need to be fighting each other. Not anymore. But that doesn't mean you get to relax. From this moment on, those Mobius bastards are never gonna leave you alone. Because now, kids, you share a common destiny. They'll hunt you constantly, relentlessly, without rest. Even so, There's one place that might give you a chance. Sword March. The land pierced by a great sword. You gotta find our hope. Our city. It's the only way you're gonna defeat the real enemy. And reclaim what was lost. The way the world and life should be. And listen, don't give up. 10 years? You kids deserve better. The only thing that can change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, and you alone.
Hey, is she?
Yeah, an Agnian officer. Wamba.
So close to making it.
I think this amazing flute music in the background and the way it all culminated was absolutely beautiful. Van Damme with his last breath saying Noah that they don't need to keep living in an illusion, and the truth is accessible, achievable, that he himself is existing is the very proof of it. It is completely up to us to follow through on that vision or go back to continue living life as before.
Is that...
Yeah. My time left. Think about it. Wouldn't want to lose track of time and just run out. Today, it's exactly 3 months. 3 more months. And then I'll be gone from this world. I've thought about this a lot. About what I can achieve. What I'll leave behind. I've sent off so many who felt the same.
I see. So that's why you trusted that guy. You hope to live more.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. But you and me, just talking like this, I think that's kind of amazing. And if there really is hope in that place that the man mentioned...
Is that what you'd want for a legacy?
Weird question.
Those who can leave their legacy, are they content at the end?
Huh?
And the ones left behind, can they really come to terms with that?
That's food for thought. Huh.
I think about it all the time. What we leave when we're gone. What that connection truly means.
Connection, eh? Heavy stuff.
Yeah. That's life, I guess.
Now we need to discuss this final section of the chapter, which poses a powerful question. What will you leave behind as your legacy at the end of your life? How will people remember you? How your actions will affect those who are left behind? Contemplating these sort of questions every now and then helps you restore clarity, help you not get bogged down in the hustle and bustle of life, and sometimes help you see what is really important. And don't misunderstand my point. You don't have to be this social butterfly and always concretely and directly touch others' lives. It can be simple things. It can be small things. As long as they're meaningful to you, that's what's important. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, whatever you do with your life, we all leave some sort of a legacy. And all you have to do is to make sure that legacy is truly your own.